Hello, everyone. I hope you're all well and getting through this month with all of the energy changes that there've been. It's been quite remarkable, hasn't it? Um, and today is also the full moon. So here we are again. It's not boring, is it? um, all weekend they kept saying to me, self-healing, 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 and I was kind of unsure, is this something for me, or is this something for all of us? And indeed it is. So that's the subject of their messages today. As you know, I write down the things that they say to me, and then I relay that to you. Sometimes they want me to do that word for word. Actually, it always is pretty much word for word. With the odd change, which is just vocabulary really. But sometimes they're really strict with me and I have to use the exact words. So they haven't said that today, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, I've written it all down and I stick to it as much as I can. Right, so they started off saying the light flooding the planet and the collective catalyzes the natural healing abilities of the human body. The activation of dormant DNA or underused, they said, DNA is not only acting as a portal for us to discover the many incarnations of our multidimensional soul, and that was the subject of the last week's video. So I think they've sort of moved on from that and they're now explaining a bit more. They said, right, so this activation of dormant DNA is not the only thing that the light flooding onto the planet and onto the collective does. It also, at a deep level, changes the molecular structure of each cell in our bodies. So I said, our bodies are conscious and each cell is conscious. Any healer knows that, don't we? And we know that cells are listening. Now, the trouble is that when we absorb negative energies, or our cells engage in negative thoughts or emotions, words that we speak and so on, we know how this works, don't we? When we're involved with negative energy in any way, then that is what our cells hear. That's what they're hearing. And so if we internalize that or those experiences, negative experiences that we have out in the world as we go about our daily life, or from the people that are close to us, from around us, if we internalize that, and we all know what that means, so we have programming and that internal voice, that ego-based voice that is negative, and so on. All of those kinds of processes, that's what our cells are hearing. And it's as if we are literally telling our bodies that they are sick. And they behave accordingly because the cells are listening. But encouragingly, the opposite is also true, isn't it? That as the vibration of a person, and this works for the collective too, as that rises, then the light held within the body increases, and as the DNA, the underused DNA becomes activated, the cellular structure responds and begins to behave differently. So the message your body and cells are hearing then is a much more positive one. In fact, it's one of divinity and it's one of love. So now you're literally telling your body, I love you. And again, it's going to behave accordingly and it will show its self-love. It will begin to act out love and heal itself. So they said up until now, this process is usually assisted by healers. And healers understand this process. They know about the relationship between negative energy absorbed and how that relates then to how your body behaves. They also understand that the ways that that energy can be absorbed, whether and how you're carrying that around, where you're carrying that around within your energy field, and how that has been brought to you, whether it's experiences from this life or even related to the Akash and other incarnations that you have. So we're used to kind of going to healers, aren't we? And working on that, or being assisted in that process by healers. But they said, although it will take a very long time to fully manifest on the planet and spread out into collective, things are changing, and they've begun to change now. So we're on a kind of one-way track now to change. So that's really encouraging. And they said, one day you will all be self-healing. As the light of your souls becomes fully integrated with your physical bodies, what they said was, wow. So we will see what our bodies are really, really capable of. And that's the message that they wanted to bring forward today. They did also talk to me a little bit during the week, although they didn't remind me of this in connection with this message today, but they did talk to me a little bit about, the difficulties in changing energies that have been going on, and that we often feel that in a very physical way, especially, and sometimes we can be unwittingly engaging with negative energy, either through work that we're doing, if we work with spirit and we do healing, but also just the process of letting go as well, So we go in and we look at the negative energy that we're carrying, and in order so that we can let that go, and that process can actually have quite a physical effect on our bodies. So I think that's one of the reasons why they wanted to give a sort of message of encouragement around it kind of won't always be like this. And to push forward through this process of, as we know, we're all letting go of things, all of us, externally and internally. And it won't always be like this. So I think that was what the message was for, really. Good. Okay. The codes today are for opening us up, really. Opening us up, and physically as well. Literally opening our bodies up, activating that underused DNA so that we can hold more divine light, and just give us a real boost and a bit of a kick behind this process that we're all in, and this journey towards self-healing. So yeah, I shall begin the channel. Okay. Yes, it is a message of joy this week. It is like wading through mud for many of you at the moment. And you are releasing many, many, many things. But take heart. All of this is leading you into the state that you were always intended to be. Your bodies have wonderful capabilities. And currently you use very little of these. They are underused. All of this process that you are wading through is leading you to yourselves, and as you are meant to be living, so you can enjoy your marvelous bodies and also unite with your wonderful souls in all of its glory. And as such, you are in a process of unification. Unification of yourselves. We will begin. Ele se compabro mayala, ele se compabria malayara, Iseru, Iseru, Iseru. Ele se kaya la yaroyana, ele se kaya la na yarori, ele se kala ya kaina yana yara, ele se kala se cantere alla signori, o shekhamele se te ala, iria su contura matele se canta shanara, ario su contu ci metele se reala. Rose kente shayala, Hushaha mele se kente tala se ataroana, Rioshe makala, Hushe kantala se ala tala, Ute kempete, Awala se kente shala, Awala kente shelte ala sa kantariawa, Oshule pekente la sawa, wa, ale se kantala la, wa. E proste kente sheala, e proste kente shela sa, aruya sakanta, e tela se kente she, a prosita katala parua patana rabata, e sushe kantala sea, e shu kente le sa kantala proya, a hushte kantala parapule se tua. Ekatele se cantara pututu patata cantari. A brutti cantatetera to contuto tatara purumpa to contatara tataria tatatara wapata. A brutto contagliata. A brusti cantatetera. A ushua cambala weto conto patele se canta. Ile pequentea, ile capatere mala sa cantara. Ile se canta shamachana. Ile se kashamata kanta la yanara. Uya shua, uya shuyaba, uya shuya, uya shuria baba. Riesa kantara, yosho kondoro amala. Hushta, hushta kantala, hushta, hushta kantala, steta kantara. Uya bala, hushta kanta shemata, elese kantala, olo so kondoro. E te compre anda canta te gente te polo puto te pete bajanda kakaya kayanda conto tocanda kakaya 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 conto kakaya 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 katala ya tera urio shokondoro matala e se alla tua la paria tangaya lua tera Sua. That was very gentle and very loving, and I wasn't quite sure whether they'd finished. I suddenly felt like there was more to come, but no, there wasn't. So that's fine. Perhaps that's for something else. So as always, please do like and do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you feel in your heart that's something that you'd like to do, because that means it goes out to more people. and it's especially useful for those who perhaps aren't already engaged with any of this information. It's a really valuable method to do that. So if you feel you can, please do that. And if you have any questions, you can message me and you can contact me. My email address is below. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, you can Facebook message me that way. So I'm here. And equally, of course, if you would like to book your own healing sessions or your own guidance or activation sessions with me, then feel free to do so. It'd be lovely to meet you. Okay, take care. Have a good week. Or however long it is. Bye.